Hello, my name is Vanessa Russell. I am an occupational therapy student at the University of Utah, and today I will be providing you with some education regarding cognition, as well as some strategies to use when working with a student who has cognitive impairments. What is cognition? Essentially, it's how we process information. It's a pretty simple concept, but there are actually a lot of components to cognition. It encompasses how we organize, plan, remember, recognize, and solve problems, make decisions, pay attention, modify behavior, and those are just a few things. When working with persons who have disabilities, it's possible that they will have cognitive impairments. Common diagnoses with cognitive impairments that you may work with include, but are not limited to, traumatic brain injury, stroke, and multiple sclerosis. Three cognitive impairments that this PowerPoint will focus on are attention, memory, and awareness. These three skills are separate yet connected, as one generally impacts the other. Understanding what impacts each and how to assist individuals with impairments in these areas can help you better understand how to meet the individual's needs. Attention is the ability to selectively respond to stimuli. It includes being able to block out unnecessary information in the environment in order to focus on a single task. Signs of inattention include, but are not limited to, being easily distracted, unable to stop a task once it has been started or resume a task when interrupted, having difficulty completing tasks from start to finish, like completing a project, as well as having difficulty following instructions. Tips for enhancing attention. Decrease distractions in the environment. These include visual objects as well as sounds. If possible, choose a location that is not busy or a time of day when less people will be out. Limit unnecessary conversation. If the person seems easily distracted, avoid small talk when the student is performing the activity. Establish eye contact and maintain it while giving instructions. Additionally, give instructions in small segments. This helps people who have difficulty maintaining attention for long periods of time. Asking the student to repeat back instructions assures that they have heard and understand them. Attention and memory are closely related, for in order to remember, you first have to pay attention. Like many other aspects of cognition, memory is complex, and there are many different components to it. There are different types of memory, such as short-term and long-term. These memories are created through a process of retrieving, encoding, and storing information. When there is a block in the process, memory problems occur. Where the block happens determines exactly how memory is impacted. For example, if you have a hard time paying attention, information is never processed and stored for later retrieval. Some signs of memory impairments are repeating things without realizing it, asking the same questions multiple times, and having difficulty following directions with multiple steps. Tips for working with students who have memory difficulties. Avoid asking questions like, "Do you remember what we learned last time?" Instead, ask them to tell you what they learned. Using physical reminders, like making checklists or having instructions printed, can also be helpful. Building on strategies that they already use for reminders can cut out a lot of trial and error when trying to find a strategy that works best for them. Creating catchphrases like 1, 2, 3, stop that either describe or are associated with an action can be helpful. Once again, giving instructions in small chunks, making them simple, providing physical examples, and asking them to repeat instructions back to you can all help them improve memory. Awareness refers to a person's perception of their abilities and limitations and their understanding of how those abilities and limitations impact their life. There are different levels of awareness, ranging from no awareness to being aware of functional deficits enough to compensate for them before they become a problem. Signs of decreased awareness include overestimating abilities, acting surprised when deficits are brought to their attention, and admitting that someone else thinks they have a problem but not acknowledging it themselves. They may say things like, "Well, my partner tells me I have a hard time hearing." Tips for working with a student who lacks awareness are to build a good relationship with them. Get to know them in order to identify potential concerns with awareness. You may already do this in your regular interactions, but as you get to know them, look for things that make you say, "Huh?" That could be a sign that they lack some awareness. Once you have identified a deficit that they are not aware of or do not compensate for themselves, plan in advance how you will help them. For example, if you notice they are hard of hearing, talk louder. While you should be aware of their deficits, also focus on their strengths and do things to enhance those. Once you have established a good relationship with a student, give feedback that is meaningful and genuine. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions or comments, my name once again is Vanessa Russell. My email is posted there. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks again.